Let's have a look at the best Merlin build in Smite 2 for both Conquest and Arena. I bet that this build will surprise all of you since it is actually not an intelligence build. I promise you I made lots of tests to make him work with a typical intelligence build and none of them seems to be actually working. This player, however, seems to have figured out how to make Merlin work. Before we move to the actual build, a quick ability guide for those who have never tried Merlin before. Merlin has 3 different stances: Arcane, Fire and Frost. His ultimate swaps between these stances, and remember that it deals good damage around him, so try to utilize that damage whenever it's possible. Another small tip about his ultimate: when you press it, you have a split second to choose which stance you want to swap to by pressing 1, 2 or 3 respectively. If you don't press anything, it will just move to the next stance. On Arcane stance, your first ability will throw a vortex that will deal damage and mark every enemy it hits. The marked targets will take additional damage if they are standing inside the newly created vortex ring. Your second ability will pull inside and damage any enemy it hits, and your third ability is a blink that will restore some of your lost HP. Note that while the first 2 abilities are not sharing cooldown between stances, your third ability does. That means that you can blink only once per combo. Moving on to the Fire stance, your first ability will simply burn the targets in front of you, but it can be interrupted, so don't be so much dependent on it. Your second ability will spawn 2 dragon heads that will burn the target area. And your third ability will blink and then give us a burning effect on our basic attacks. Finally, on the Frost stance, your first ability will shoot a bolt that will deal AoE damage. Your second ability will create a blizzard that damages and slows every enemy it hits, and your third ability will blink and reduce all of your cooldowns by 5 seconds. Note that the Frost abilities have extremely lower cooldowns than the rest of his kit. Finally, his passive simply stacks up to 3 empowered basic attacks after casting an ability. Now let's have a look on the actual build. For our starter item, we want to get the Blue Stone Pennant and upgrade it into the Blue Stone Brooch as soon as possible. Blue Stone will give our abilities bonus damage equal to 7.5% of our target's current HP. Our first 2 items gonna be the Book of Thought and Transcendence. Keep in mind that both of these items need to be stacked by dealing damage on minions or enemy players. If you are trying this build on Arena, try to clear as many waves as possible. Next we have one of our key items, the Crusher. The Crusher will give our abilities bonus damage based on our strength. It will give us 10% penetration and 10 cooldown rate, all of which are great for our final build. Next, another key item, the Heartsteel. Heartsteel is a very strong item into the meta that will deal damage based on our enemy's max HP and also scales with our strength. Additionally, it also gives us another 10% penetration. I'm sure that right now you are all wondering how can this build deal damage since Merlin abilities are all scaling with intelligence. Well, here is a full combo with a legit intelligence build versus this unorthodox build. And with that out of the way, let's continue with our next item, the Soul River. Another item that will make our abilities deal extra damage based on our enemy's max HP. And finally, I chose Titan's Bane for our penetration item, since both the Crusher and Heartsteel are both scaling with physical damage. The results of this build are quite impressive, but make sure to check our website as well for potential future updates. And that's it for a first look on Merlin's build. I will wait for your feedback in the comments section. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.